All right. May I? As anyone finishing a law degree can tell you, the fact that you have a degree but you're miserable and you don't get respect or a job or money does not mean that you feel successful or happy. And this is the main problem with this debate. We think First House overstates the effect of a degree, don't understand the effect of your actual job later on and your sense of worth during and after you studying. And this is what we'll bring to this debate. How these, basically we get from First House that these women kind of won't fit in and that men will look down upon them. We will show you why they will inherently fail and why they will fail. Well, those that we bring in, not every woman in STEM. And then we will show you why we do care, sadly enough, what men think. But before that, let us move to a little bit of rebuttal. Now, guys, basically what we get from Second House is that there is a very important message here to other women. Now, we have a few problems with that. First of all, there are so many ways to send a message. We can show how women, successful women in science. We can generally just show women in science, where, like show how many scientists we have, show them in movies, etc., etc. We don't think that the way is to incentivize universities to push quantity of women into their universities. And this is why we think this is so problematic, because when the incentive is powerful, and in order for this mechanism to actually work, we need to offer a lot of money to actually make universities feel it's worthwhile for them to do all of this effort to push in women. Basically what they're going to do is they're going to work mostly on quantity. We think this by definition will allow. Well, they won't take someone that basically has no knowledge whatsoever, but they will take less and less fit women into this subject, women that feel less secure with being in this subject. And I'm going to move now to my point that will show you how this will happen. Why these new people, the women that we pull in, will fail. Here's the thing. The marketing that we already have today tries to tell women to come into these universities. But we think that the new marketing inherently tries to affect with the women that don't go today. Who are the women that don't go today? Those that didn't study science for all of their lives, those that didn't take chemistry in high school, those that probably didn't really go into scientific details before and never thought about going there, or that they're very insecure about going there. They feel like their ability to succeed in these fields is not very likely. Why do we think this is problematic? Because now you're driving in people with less background who are unsure about their ability, and we push them in, and the way that we will push them is we will push them to think that they can succeed. With our help you can do it. If we provide you all this help and all these people and all of this money, and we tell you that anyone can do it, then obviously so can you. Why is this problematic? This we don't get from First House. Why is this problematic? Because now every time they fail will be a lot more severe. And we think the essence of self-worth is determinal to if they will succeed in the degree and later on in life. Before I continue, First House.
If they suffer so much, they can just leave. Others will succeed and will be able to continue in the life.
Thank you very much. First of all, already kind of a concession that like this is not going to be very effective. We're going to spend loads of money, wherein most women will leave these plans anyway. We'll have very few to show to the public that they're actually in stem cells. Thank you very much, First Government. Your plan is not very effective. Let us talk about the few women that will remain in these courses, which are the women that I'm talking about. So, the reason you will fail is first of all because everyone fails, and second because STEM is hard. You need background. If you never dealt with problematic math before you went to university, you're going to have a lot of problem going through the first courses. Why we think? We think that those that targeted are the weakest, but they feel like they had all of the support in the world to handle it. And now every failure, whether because they're unfit or simply because it's human to fail, will feel so detrimental to them. They say, if I can't succeed with help, if I can't succeed with a chonech that helps me with everything, then I'm a failure and there's no reason I will succeed. Everyone is right about me not really fitting in. Why is that problematic? Oh, and second of all, we feel like these women have a lot of pressure because all these programs are now going to say we want women can succeed as much, and they feel like they're trying to prove, like to pass on a statement, no thank you, as Second House says, that women can succeed the same. Every time they fail, they feel like they're failing the feminist in them and women around them. And we think this is problematic. So those of you who will feel all this pressure, and as we know, pressure is detrimental to your success because the next time you go at a test and you say, if I fail fail this, I'm a failure as the last time. You say that if I don't succeed, then it means I'm worthless. Every time you go to a test, you feel all this stress in you. This definitely harms your ability to actually succeed in that test. So what happens to the very few that don't quit by this point of feeling a failure and continuing on? We get insecure women that think they need assistance in this field, going out into, going out to get their jobs. Why is this problematic? So, and obviously we have all the men next to them also seeing this thing, like even with all this help, they got my grade or lower, etc. Why is that problematic, or why do we care what men think? Guys, today, the main problem that women face is their insecurity in the job. They don't feel secure enough, with confidence enough to ask for a raise. They don't feel confident enough to say their opinion, or say when some other man says what they said just a minute before in the yeshivat veida of the company. And this is the problem, because we think that your self-worth and the idea that what you're saying is important, and you came up with it, and you had no help, and everyone should hear it out, is what's keeping women down in STEM fields. And when the whole field is dominated by men that think that you're less worth than them, and if you feel less worth than them, and you feel you only got here by chance and by help, and now this holding hand no longer exists, even if you pass this grade, even if you passed your degree and everything, now you get to a job where you feel you are not as worthy as other people, you feel like you failed all the way to this job and you just managed to pull through, and you feel like you have no credibility to come with demands over the men around you, and especially the men above you in hierarchy. So the thing is that basically what we get here is all of these women are going to be harmed much, much more. If we want these women to show the world that women can succeed in STEM, we now have loads of women that overshadow all of the successful women that we had before. We have loads of women that are not really that successful, that are not really that confident about themselves, that cannot show how women can be successful in sciences. That if another girl will ask her, do you feel happy in your field? She will say, not so much. I don't really know if I fit in. I don't really know if this is the place I should have gone. Maybe I should have gone to somewhere else. We think that all of these effects are harming the message, harming the ability of women to get good salaries, and harming the likelihood that women will actually go to STEM. And if this is what this house is trying to achieve, then they're failing. Thank you very much. Woo!